Okay, so we're going to start standing. So feet hip width apart. We don't need the balls for a minute. Soft through the knees, hips facing forward, shoulders round and down, and ears over the shoulders. Just thinking about that nice deep lateral breathing. So deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Same time, think about that belt around your waist, drawing the sides towards each other and the belly button pulling back towards the spine. And at the same time, feel those pelvic floor muscles like a lift coming up. 1, 2, 3. So feeling the tightness through the abdominal core region, but you can keep with your deep lateral breathing. So relaxing the arms down, and we're just going to start with some forward shoulder rolls. Nice big rolls, just releasing any tension in those shoulders. Good, one more time forward, and then we're going to reverse up to the ears, over the mountain and down the other side, squeezing those shoulder blades together. Nice deep breaths, one more time, and then we're relaxing the shoulders down the back. We're starting to float those arms out to the side, locking the shoulders down the back as we reach the hands to the ceiling. On the out breath, push the air away as you bring the arms back down. Good. In breath, locking those shoulders down the back. As you reach the arms up to the ceiling, draw the shoulders away from the ears. We're going to bring the hands back to shoulder height, bend the elbows, place the hands behind the head. Shrugging the shoulders up to your ears, draw the shoulders down the back, and then squeezing those shoulder blades together at the back. Unlock the fingers, palms facing away from you, and floating the arms back just behind the body, so you're getting a bit of a stretch through the front of the chest. In breath, float the arms back up to shoulder height, bend the elbows, hands behind the head. Shrug the shoulders up to the ears, draw the shoulder blades down the back, squeeze those shoulder blades together, and again we're unlocking those fingers, floating the hands back down, palms facing away from you. Take the hands just behind the body and feeling the stretch through the front of the chest. Relax the hands and just give those shoulders a roll. Good. So we're going to drop left ear to left shoulder, right arm behind the back. Take the left hand over the head, drawing that right shoulder away from the ear. And then relax the left hand down, drop the chin to the chest. We're rubbing the chin along the chest. Try not to tip forward with the upper body, ending up with right ear over right shoulder. We're going to change hands, so left hand behind the back, right hand over the head. Again, we're not forcing anything, we're just feeling that gentle stretch. And then again, we're going to drop chin to chest, rub the chin along the chest, ending up with left ear over left shoulder and coming back to the center, and again just rolling those shoulders back. Good. So keeping those knees soft, left hand down, right arm up, lengthening through the waist, over into the left side, bend, feel the opening of the right side. If you feel it in your back, just bend those knees a bit more. And in breath to center, back up, and we're changing arms. Good, lengthening through the waist and over into the right side bend. Good, and centering back up again. So we're going to go into the roll down. So keeping the knees soft, core engaged, shoulders relaxed down the back. Deep breath in through the nose. As we breathe out, we're going to drop chin to chest, and then we're slowly peeling the vertebra off the wall behind you. Arms hanging, head hanging. Slowly let the crown of the head weight you down towards your toes. Feeling the articulation through each vertebra joint. Let the crown of the head hang, the arms, shoulders relax down your back. Scoop the belly button to spine. We're rounding back up, stacking that spine, one vertebra at a time. Come up to standing and rolling those shoulders back. Brilliant. So we're going to take our balls now. Now, through this exercise, we are going to be doing some squats this turn, but we're just going to do a gentle one today. If you find holding the ball gets a bit much or you're feeling it in your back, just do it without holding the ball. So we're going to take the legs a little bit wider now, keeping the knees soft. We're going to reach the ball down between the legs, not pushing through, just to the legs, round back up and up to the ceiling. Good. Okay. So on the in-breath, basically, we're working on bending those knees, getting into the squat position, head follows the ball, and back up to the ceiling again. Good. Bend those knees, round down with the ball, and push back up to the ceiling. Two more. Take those knees nice and soft. Crown of the head follows the ball, and up to the ceiling. Good. Last time now. Round through the back. Crown of the head down. Bend those knees and back up to the ceiling. Brilliant. We're now going to work with lunges. So we're going to drop that left knee. Take the ball down to the left side. In front of the foot. Back up and over to the right. Okay, so bend that left knee into the side lunge, bring the ball to the floor, back up to the ceiling. Now remember, we're working the quads here. Whoops. So you want to be bending that knee, feel the weight coming into that left leg, and then push the ball back up to the right. Good, two more times. In breath, side lunge. And back up to the ceiling, over to the right. Last time. Bend to the left and reaching over to the right. Brilliant. Back to the center. Right side now. So bend the right knee into the side lunge, ball to the right, and then reaching up over to the left. Good. Four more times. In breath to lower. Out breath, reaching up. Now again, if you feel it pulling on your back, leave the ball and just work with the legs and the lunges. Good. Three more times. Warming ourselves up a bit. For two. If you're not feeling it, bend that knee more. Good. Last one. Back up to the ceiling and we're centering back up again. I'll show you this one. So we're going to bring the ball over to the right, bend the knees, swoop it down, over to the left and up to the ceiling. Good. Make sure we're using those legs. So bend those knees, left and up. Good. Three more times. Bend both knees, left knee and up. Good. Two more times. We're just working through those legs. Last one. Good. And we're changing direction. So over to the left. Again, remember, we're using the legs. So don't worry about the arms. Think about bending the knees. Good. And back up. Perfect. Two more times. Round and up. Last one. Round and back up. Perfect. So bringing the legs together now. We're going to circle just around the upper body. So I'll show you the first one. We're going to come over, round through the thoracic back. Whoops. Out to the side. And back up again. Okay, so just the upper body. So over to the left, round through the thoracic back, over to the right, and back up. Good. Three more times. Good, nice and slow. For two, over to the left, round that thoracic back, to the right, and up. Good. And last time, and back up again. Good. And we're changing direction. So over to the right, round, scoop the belly button to spine and back up to the ceiling. Good. For 2, we're going for 5. Good. For 3, so not too low. The ball isn't coming below the waistline. Okay. For 4, just working the upper back. And last time, for 5. Brilliant. Back up to the ceiling. We're going to take those legs a little wider, hip width apart. Keeping the legs straight this time, we're scooping the belly button to spine, and we're rounding down, crown of the head following the ball. Walk the ball forward, take the tailbone back, reach the arms away from you, and we're dropping the head down between the arms. So we're getting a stretch here, up the back of the calves, hamstrings, through that lower back and between the shoulder blades. Breathing through the stretch. Bend the knees. We're going to round back up and stack that spine. And we're coming now to sitting on the ball. Feeling a bit warm on a Monday morning? Good. Okay, let's just do some pelvic circles because we've kind of loosened everything off. We're just going to loosen the pelvis off a little bit. Nice big circles, nice and slow. Just taking that pelvis and stretching out any tightness. We're going to reverse. Good. So really trying to keep the upper body as centered as possible and just loosening off the pelvic region. Good. And coming back to the center now. So just making sure that you feel you're sitting quite evenly on the ball. That both seat bones are locked down, ankles underneath knees, and crown of the head reaching up to the ceiling. We can just hang our hands down by the ball, and we're just going to start to lift the right leg up. Now what you want to feel, we're just going to keep changing legs. As you lift the leg up, make sure you don't hitch if you hitch the pelvis up, of course the ball's going to roll away. So try and keep the weight even in both sides of the seat bone. Good. So just lifting and lowering. Good. One more time to each side. And we shouldn't be hanging on that ball for dear life. We should just be letting those hands hang down. Good. Keep the upper body lifted. Right. Now we're going to take the right leg up. Reach the right leg forward. Bend. And lower back down. Good. So again, as we do this, the focus is on that hip of the lifting leg, that we're not hitching that up, because if you hitch it up, of course, the ball's going to roll away. One more time to each side with lifting, lengthening, bend, and lower. Lift the left leg, or whichever leg you're on, lengthen, bend, and lower back down. Good. We're all coming onto the right leg again. We're going to lift the right leg, take it forward. Now we're going to start with our ankle circles, nice and slow. Now try not to collapse the waist on the ball. Keep the crown of the head lifting up. And we're reversing. 5, 4, 3, 2, whoops. 1, and then we're going to start with point and flex. Good. Point and flex. Think about the weight through the pelvis, through the seat bones. Last one. Bend that knee and lower the right foot to the floor. Good. So we're taking the left leg up. Lengthen the left leg forward, and we're starting with those circles. Nice and slow. Stretching out that ankle joint. 3, Don't forget to keep the crown of the head lifting towards the ceiling. We're reversing. 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. And we're going to start to point and flex. Good. Point and flex. Quite interesting. You might find one side's a lot easier than the other. Just shows that that's a slightly weaker side. And then we're going to bend the knee and take the foot back down to the floor. Good. We're going to come back up to standing. We can just leave the balls for a second, but keep them handy. Standing on the edges of the back edge of the mat, soft knees. We're going to go into our roll down. So chin to chest, rolling down, articulating through the vertebra joint, all the way down. If you want to straighten the legs and just let your head hang, that's fine. And then we're going to soften through the knees, walk the hands forward, and we're coming down onto all fours. I definitely don't have a flat ground here, so my ball always rolls. Okay, so wrists underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips, top of the feet flat on the floor, drawing that belly button to spine. So into the cat stretch, in breath, rounding thoracic back up to the ceiling. On the out breath, lengthen tail and crown and feed on through into that back extension. Good. In breath, rounding thoracic back up to the ceiling. Out breath, lengthen tail and crown into that back extension. We're just going to flex the back off this time. So we're rounding thoracic back up to the ceiling. And then we're coming back to our neutral spine position. Sliding the left leg back, tucking that left toe underneath you. Push back through the hands, and we're taking the heel to the floor. Now, if you suffer with wrist issues, by all means, use the ball. I was just kind of going to give us a little breather off the ball today and not do as much. But of course, you can just place the ball underneath the tummy, and you can take the weight through the ball. Okay, so that's if you're struggling with your wrist. We're going to slide that left knee in, sliding the right leg back. Now tuck the right toe underneath you, push back through the hands, take the heel to the floor, feeling that stretch through the back of the calf. Such a good stretch. And if you tend to get cramps at night, this is really good to stretch this out before you go to bed. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we're sliding that right knee back in again. Good. So we're going into the hip drops now. So dropping both hips down to the right. Turn over the left shoulder to look at your feet. In breath to center, back up again. Good. Dropping the hips to the left, looking over the right shoulder at your feet. Each time we're going to see if we can drop those hips a little lower. Good. And center. We're going to do one more time to each side. Take it slow. We're just stretching out again through the pelvic, that lower back. Especially if you've got any lower back pain. Nice to just stretch out through that lower back. Back up to the center. We're going to sit back on the heels, head down, reach the hands forward. If it's not comfortable to sit on your heels, then just stay lifted a bit and walk those hands forward. Good. Stretching out. So we're rounding back up. And we're coming back onto all fours. So again, if you really do feel your wrists, come on, use the ball underneath the breastbone just to take the weight off your hands. So we're going to slide the left leg back, drop that left hip down, and we're taking that leg straight out behind you. Try and touch the wall behind you. Imagine you're trying to get the light switch behind you. So we're looking for length, not height. and slide that left knee in again. Good. Slide the right leg back, and then we're reaching that up and back again, thinking of length rather than any height. Good, and lower back down again. Take the left leg, slide it back, drop the hip down, reach the leg back. Then we're going to take the leg out to the side, back to the center, lower, and sliding back in. Good. Right leg back. Take it up, reach to touch the wall behind you, out to the side, back to the center, lower, and sliding back in. Good. We're going to go straight up and down now, but this time we're going to involve the arms. So we're going to go left leg, right arm, and then reaching forward and back. Again, looking for length, lower, and sliding back in. Good. So left arm forward, right leg back, reaching forward and back. Make sure you keep that core engaged. Lower and slide back in. Good. Right arm forward, left leg back, reaching forward and back. This time, if you can, we're going to take the leg and arm out to the side. If it feels too strong or you feel wobbly, just keep going with straight back to the center, lower, and sliding in. Good. Left arm, right leg. And next week, we're going to be doing this on the ball. So it might be worth the practice through the week. Take the left arm out, right leg out to the side, center, lower, and slide back in. Brilliant. Just sit back on your heels for a sec. Good. We are going to come onto the ball now. So bringing the ball out in front of you, up onto your knees. Good. We're going to lie over the ball and then both legs straight out behind you. Good. So make sure you're lifting your belly button up away from the ball. You want to feel like you're trying to make it a little bit lighter for yourselves. Shoulders down the back. We're reaching that, pointing through the left toe. We're reaching the left leg up. And then we're going to heel kick. So we're bending the knee, heel to the glutes. And then we're lengthening it away. Try and lift and lengthen. Good. In breath, bend the knee to the heel kick, lift and lengthen that leg away. Good. For 5, and lengthen. If you're not feeling it in your glutes, lift the knee up as you lengthen the leg away. Good. 3 more. In breath, lift the knee and lengthen the leg. Good. 2 more. Keep the back of the head in line with the spine. Lift and lengthen. Last one. In breath, lift and lengthen away. Good. We're bending the knee. Flex the foot. Now we're taking the foot up to the ceiling for 8 and lower. Good. 7. Pulsing it up. 6. Again, if you're not feeling it in your glutes, take that leg up higher. 3, 2, last one. Good. Straighten the leg back out. Lower and tuck that toe underneath you. Brilliant. So through the right toe, take that right leg up. We're heel kicking the right leg, heel to glute, and then lengthening it back away again. Have a little think about your lumbar spine. Try and lift your belly button away from the ball. Good. So we'll make sure we're in our good neutral spine position. Good. 3 more. In breath, lift and lengthen away. Good. For 2, then lift and lengthen. Last one. In breath to heel kick, lift and lengthen the leg. Bend the knee, flex through the foot, and we're taking the leg up to the ceiling. Good. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Lengthen the leg away, lower back down to the floor. We're going to come back onto our knees. Just push the ball away and drop the head down between the arms. Breathing through that. Good. And we're coming back up to sitting. We're going to leave the ball to the side for a minute. Has everyone got a pillow or a block or something they can pop their heads onto? A cushion? Great. If you can grab a cushion, sorry, I meant to say that at the beginning. We're going to come down to lying on our left side. I'm just going to use this. So, sorry, I'm just going to move the camera down. So come down to lying on your left side. Knees are bent. Arms straight out in front of you. Good. Just make sure you've lined up the hip with the shoulder, with the ankles. Lifting that waist a little bit up off the mat. So on the in-breath, we're going to take that top arm up to the ceiling. Push that top hip forward. Follow the hand with the head into your open book. Try not to let that hip drop back. And then on the out-breath, we're closing that arm back up again. Good. On the in-breath, push that top hip forward. Hand to the ceiling. Push the hip forward as you follow the hand with the head into your open book. We're going to start to draw the chalk circle now. So we're going to come down over the legs, crossing over the open hand, round above the head, pushing that hip forward as we come back into the open book. And then we're closing that arm back up and over again. Good. On the in-breath, arm to the ceiling. Push that top hip forward. Follow the hand with the head. We're drawing the chalk circle. We're coming up above the head this time. Crossing over the open hand. Down over the legs. Push that top hip forward. Turn to look at your hand. And we're drawing the arm back up and over again. Brilliant. So we're going to come up onto our elbows now, keeping the knees bent. We're just going to work on some spine rotation here. So elbows underneath the shoulder, waist lifted up. So imagine that little candle, not slouching down. Top arm up to the ceiling. Good. So on the in-breath, push the top hip forward. We're following the hand with the head. On the out breath, we're bringing the arm round, palm down, feet through the gap, and we're creeping those fingers away. And this is such a good, lovely stretch through that back. So we're just going to hold for a breath. And then we're going to take that arm back up to the ceiling again. Good. In breath, push that top hip forward. Follow the hand with the head. On the out breath, bring the arm round, palm down, feeding through the gap and creeping those fingers away. Good. Last time now, arm to the ceiling, push that top hip forward, follow the hand with the head. On the out breath, bring the arm round, palm down, feeding through the gap and creeping those fingers away. Hold the stretch. Nice deep breath in and out. Arm back up to the ceiling and relaxing it down onto your thigh. So we're changing sides, coming onto your right side. Bring your cushion with you. So into side lying. Good. Knees are bent, shoulders, hips and ankles all in a straight line and lifting that waist up away from the mat slightly. Good. So on the in-breath, we're taking that top arm up to the ceiling. Make sure the shoulder stays away from the ear. We're pushing that left hip forward. Follow the hand with the head. And on the out-breath, we're bringing the arm back up and over again. Good. In-breath, pushing that top hip forward. Follow the hand with the head. Push that top hip forward. From here now in our open book, we're going to do the rotation. So we're going to bring the hand down over the legs, crossing over the open hand, up above the head. Push that top hip forward as you come into your open book, and then draw that arm back up and over again. Good. In breath, take the arm to the ceiling, push that top hip forward, follow the hand with the head. We're going to bring the arm up above the head this time, crossing over the head, down over the open hand, into your open book position. Push that top hip forward, and then we're closing the arm back up and over again. Brilliant. So taking the pillow away, we're coming back up onto our elbows. The other thing to make sure is that you're keeping a nice distance between the ear and your shoulder, so we're not crunching down into the shoulder. Keep lifted and strong. Top arm up to the ceiling. Good. Lift that waist up. Imagine that little candle. On the in-breath, push the top hip forward as we open the arm back. On the out-breath, bring the arm round, palm down, feeding through the gap, and we're creeping those fingers away. Good. In-breath, arm to the ceiling. Push that top hip forward. Follow the hand with the head. On the out-breath, bring that arm round, palm down, feeding through the gap and creeping those fingers away. Good. Last time now. Arm to the ceiling. Push that top hip forward. Follow the hand with the head. Hopefully that hand's getting a bit lower now. Bring the arm round, palm down, feeding through the gap, creeping those fingers away. And we're going to hold the stretch for a nice deep breath in and out. Good. Arm back up to the ceiling. Good, and then we'll just bring it back down to your thigh. Excellent. So we're coming up to a sitting position. We're going to come to the front of the mat. So the mat's rolling away behind you. Have your balls sort of handy. We're not going to need them for a couple of minutes, but we are going to lie down in a bit, and you will need the ball handy. Knees and feet are hip width apart, and we're stacking the spine up to the ceiling. Good. So we're going into the roll back C curve. We're not going all the way down. We're just rolling back until we're engaging those core muscles, keeping the shoulders relaxed and down your back and wide through the chest. And then we're rolling and stacking that spine up. Okay, now again, any discomfort in the back, just don't come too low down. Good. We're rolling back. Feel that belly button drawing to the spine and rolling up and stacking. Good. One more time. Draw the belly button to spine. Keep the shoulders relaxed. Try not to hold the tension in the shoulders, and we're rolling back up and stacking the spine. Now, if you remember the bow and arrow, I'll just show you the first one. We're going to roll back, and we're going to imagine we're pulling the bow. Turn to follow the elbow, straight, and roll back up. Now, back issues, if you're suffering with your back, I wouldn't come too low, and I probably wouldn't do the pulling back. Maybe you could do a little arm float, or just keep going up and down. Okay, so if you're struggling with your back, don't come too low, and maybe avoid the pulling the bow. So drawing the belly button to spine, we're rolling back, engage that core, pull the left elbow back, follow with your head, center and roll back up again. Good. Draw the belly button to spine. We're doing the right side now. Pull the bow back. Follow the elbow with your eyes. Center and roll back up. Good. Draw the belly button to spine. Take the left arm back. This time we're going to try and hold it down as we center. We're going to take the right elbow back and center and roll back up. Good. We're going to roll back down. We're going to start with the right elbow this time. So draw the belly button to spine. Right elbow pulls back and center. Left one and center. Round back up, stack the spine. Lengthen the legs away from you. Reach down, grab those toes and just stretch out. If you can't grab the toes, grab your ankles or calves and just use, by grabbing them, just use that resistance to try and lower you down to the floor. Good. So stacking that spine, we're going to roll all the way down to the floor here. So arms out in front of you, shoulders down the back, drawing the belly button to spine. We're C-curving. Keep the shoulders relaxed as we come down lumbar, thoracic. Take the head down and we're reaching the arms up above the head. We're going to lengthen the left leg and left arm away. We're just stretching. Then we're going to go right arm, right leg. Not lifting anything up off the floor, just lengthening the whole length of one side and relaxing and lengthening the other side. And relax. Good. We're going to bend those knees and feet hip width apart. We're just going to have a little play with our pelvic curl here. So just rolling the pelvis forward. As you do that, take the chin up towards the ceiling, feeling the arching through the lumbar spine. And then we're going to flatten through the lumbar spine. And as we do that, we're going to slide the chin towards the chest. Good. One more time, rolling that pelvis forward, arching through the lumbar spine, chin to the ceiling. And then flattening through the lumbar spine and taking the chin towards the chest. So keeping that neck nice and long. We're coming up into our shoulder bridge position. So deep breath in, draw the belly button to spine. As you breathe out, we're curling that pelvis up off the mat. Peeling the vertebra one at a time as we come up into the shoulder bridge position. Hips lifted, rib cage down. Check there's no tension through the neck and shoulders. And then we're going to come back down one vertebra at a time, keeping that pelvis curled up until the end. Good. Deep breath in as we breathe out, curling that pelvis up off the mat, peeling the vertebra one at a time. Push those hips up, but keeping the rib cage down. From there now, we're going to bring ourselves straight back down to the floor and push straight back up again. Good, for 5 times. So 4, in breath to lower, out breath pushing up. Make sure it's the hips we're pushing up, not the rib cage. 3 more and push. 2 and push. Last one. And push back up. We're working the glutes here, so we're going to drop 2 centimeters and squeeze and lift back up. Good. For 9 and lift. 8. Any discomfort in the back, just keep going with the full shoulder bridge then. For 6 and lift. 5, 4, 3, 2 and lift. Last one. Lift back up, push the hips, rib cage down, and we're coming back down one vertebra at a time, keeping the pelvis curled up until the end. We're going to hug those knees into your chest and just rock from side to side. Good. Okay, so we're reaching for our balls. We're taking the calves over the balls. Knees and feet are together. Arms out to the side and palms to the ceiling. Good. So we're going to go into the hip rolls here. So remember, we're controlling the movement through our core. So really engaging that belly button to spine. On the out breath, we're going to take both legs over to the right. Head goes to the left. Don't let the legs drop too low. Only to the point that you feel you're getting a stretch through the back, and then bring the legs back to the center again. On the out breath, take both legs over to the left. Head goes to the right. And control that, taking the lumbar spine to the mat as we center back up. Good. On the out breath, over to the right. Each time seeing if you can take the legs a little bit lower without pulling on that lower back. In breath to center. Good. Over to the left. Head goes to the right. Take the lumbar spine to the mat as we center back up. Last time here to each side. Again, see if those legs can go a bit lower. And take the lumbar spine to the mat as we center. Both legs over to the left. Head goes to the right. And take the lumbar spine to the mat as we center back up again. Brilliant. So keep the right calf over the ball. We're taking the left leg straight up to the ceiling. We're coming up from the breastbone, taking hold of that left leg. Draw the leg towards your nose. Relax the shoulders down your back. Keep hold of the leg. We're taking the head back down to the floor. So we're increasing that stretch now on that leg. Feeling the stretch through that hamstring. We're holding that for 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower that left leg back over the ball. Good. Take the right leg up to the ceiling. We're coming up from the breastbone. Look through your knees. Draw the leg towards your nose. Shoulders down the back. And we're going to take the head back down, increase the stretch on the leg, and we're holding for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we'll lower that right leg back over the ball. Good. So we're going to place the right foot onto the ball. We're going to take the left leg straight up to the ceiling, and we're rolling that ball away from you. So the right leg is now straight. The right heel is on the ball. We're going to apply pressure through that right heel into the ball. The focus is on the right leg staying still. We're going to start to draw circles. We'll start with inward circles on the ceiling above. We want to make sure that the right leg is staying completely still and the pelvis is not rocking from side to side. We're going to slowly start to spiral those circles, making them bigger and bigger, but only to the point that you can stay completely still with your right leg and through the pelvic region. Good. 2 more circles. We should be quite big circles now. Good, and then we're going to change direction. So we're starting small circles going, taking the leg to the outside. And again, slowly making those circles a little bit bigger as we spiral them out. Good, lock the back down. Make sure that right heel is pushed down into the ball. Got 2 more circles. Good, last one. Leg back up to the ceiling. Good, and we're going to change legs. So left heel pushing down into the ball, right toe pointed up to the ceiling. You can even place your hands onto your hips to make sure you're not rocking. We're going to start going towards the inside with the small circles. Just getting the feel of locking that lumbar spine into the mat, engaging the core and pushing that left heel down into the ball. So we're getting those circles bigger and bigger. We've got 3 more circles, so taking them as big as you can for 2. And last one here. And we're reversing. So starting small, take the leg to the outside. Good. Lock the back down. And again, we're making those circles a slightly bigger. We've got 3 more. So taking those legs through their full range of movement without rocking through the pelvis or through that left heel. Brilliant. And we'll just hug that knee in for a sec. Lengthen the left leg away. Good. And we'll just change legs. So right foot on the ball, push the ball away. Hug that left knee in. Excellent. Okay, so we're going to scoop the ball up with our feet into our hands. Legs are in tabletop position. Okay, again, if the ball gets too much for you, just work on the legs. We're locking the lumbar spine into the mat and we're starting with the toe tap. We're going to start left leg and we're going to change legs each time. Out breath to lower, tap the toe. In breath to center and changing legs. Good. Good. We're doing 5 to each side, so 4 more. Lock the back down. If it's feeling easy, take the leg a little longer for 3 and 3. Shoulders down your back for 2 and keep the elbows soft for 2. Last one to each side. Lock the back down. And 1. Brilliant. Now we're going to take the ball and place it just in front of the right knee. Push the right knee into the ball. At the same time, you're going to apply pressure. So I'll just show you where I'm at. The ball is just in front of the right knee. Your right knee is going to push into the ball to apply pressure. At the same time, you're going to resist the pressure with both hands on the front of the ball. The left leg is going to toe tap. Now, the aim is to keep the pressure on the right side. Okay? So, for 5 and in breath to center. Now, if this feels too much for you, go back to holding the ball. For 3 and up. For 2, keep the pressure on the ball. Last one. Good. Hug the ball in. Feeling a bit harder, that one? Thumbs up for harder, thumbs down for not really. Good. Okay. If you're not feeling it working harder, then you want to apply the pressure a little bit more between the knee and the ball. Good. So we're going to obviously do the other side. So placing the ball in front of the left knee. Push the knee back into the ball. At the same time, apply the pressure through the hands. Right leg in tabletop and we're toe tapping. Good. For 5. Lock the back down for 4. For 3. Good. For 2. Last one. Good. Hug those knees over. Obviously going to be stepping that up a little bit, but as I said, we were going to take it a little bit easier today. Good. Okay, from there now, we're going to take the ball between our calves. Again, if you feel this in your back, do it without the ball. Okay, we're going to straighten the legs straight up to the ceiling. Lock the back down. In breath, bend those knees. Out breath, straighten up to the ceiling. In breath to bend. Now we're going to do quite an interesting one, easier than it looks. Straighten the legs. We're going to open the legs and drop the ball, and then we're going to throw the ball and catch. In breath to open and drop, out breath, throw and catch. Good. We're going for 8. So 6 more. Good. Catch and release. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Hug those knees in. Brilliant. It's actually a good one to practice. It's a lovely exercise because we're so busy focusing on catching the ball, we don't notice how hard we're working. But it really does work those inner thigh muscles and really strengthens those up. So we're rocking from side to side, just loosening that back off. Nice deep breath in and out. We're going to take the ball back to the floor. We're going to hug the left knee into our chest, and we're going to lengthen that right leg away from us. Good. And then we're going to take that left knee and open it out to the left side. So bringing the left knee towards the left shoulder as wide as we can, feeling it through that inner thigh there. Now we're going to bring that left knee up and over towards the right shoulder. If you don't feel much here, you can straighten the leg a bit and bring it up to and over towards the right shoulder. So it's up to you. If you feel it through the bent knee, fine, but you're bringing it across the body over towards that right shoulder. Good. We're going to place that right ankle onto above the left knee. And then we're going to pull that ball back in, pushing the left knee out to the side. And then we're going to roll onto the right side to slightly increase that stretch. Good. Breathing through that. Center back up again. Place the left foot onto the ball. Hug the right knee into your chest. Lengthen the ball away from you. Applying pressure through the left heel to keep the ball still. Then open the knee out to the side, so the right knee out to the right side, drawing it up towards that right shoulder, nice and wide. Or, if you can get it down onto the floor, great. And then we're going to bring the leg over across the body, take it with the left hand, pulling it over and up towards the left shoulder. And again, as I said, if you want to increase that, obviously you can straighten through the leg and pull it up and over. Good. Breathe through that stretch. And then we're placing the ankle onto the knee. Draw the ball back in, pushing the right knee out so that you're getting that lovely glute piriformis stretch. And then roll on ever so slightly to the left, just increasing that stretch through the right side. Good. Breathing through that. Keep the pressure on the right knee if you feel that stretch easing. Good. Center back up again. So we're going to bring the feet back down off the ball. We're going to roll onto our sides. And we're coming up into a kneeling position. And we're just going to work with some back extensions here, pretty similar to what we were doing last time. Again, lower back issues, take it easy. I'll talk you through it. I want you to do some of this, but I'll tell you the options if it gets harder. Okay, so we're lying over the ball, straightening those legs out, and the feet are coming to the sides of the mat. So the ball is sitting underneath the breast. You want your upper thoracic part of the body to be clear of the ball, because obviously we're working with back extensions. You can bend the knees slightly. Make sure you feel like you're controlling the ball through those legs. We're going to start with that diamond shape, front of the ball, and then we're going to drop the nose down to the ball. Now remember, any back extension you want to be keeping flat through the back. So you want to be lifting the front of the pelvis up away from the ball. On out breath, we're going to lengthen through the back of the neck, draw the shoulders down, think of lifting the front of the pelvis away from the ball, and we'll lower back down again. If you feel comfortable with that position, we're going to come straight into W arms now. So elbows towards your rib cage, draw those shoulder blades together, lift the front of the pelvis away from the ball, and lower back down. Remember, we're not pulling the heads back. The head stays in line with the spine. On the out breath, one more time, draw the elbows into the rib cage and squeeze those shoulder blades together at the back, and lower back down. Now, if you're feeling anything in your back, either revert back to this one with the hands on the ball or keep going with the W. If you can, though, we're going to place the hands behind the head here. Keeping the elbows squeezed together. Again, we're coming up into the back extension, lengthening through the back of the neck, and lower back down. Good. On the out breath, we're coming up. Now this time we're going to sweep the left arm back, follow the hand with the head, back to behind the head, and lower back down. On the out breath, we're coming up. We're sweeping the right arm back, follow the hand with the head, hands behind the head, and lower back down. Now we're working the back muscles here. These are good muscles to work, but obviously if it's uncomfortable, reduce the lifting. So what you can do is you can go with the movement, just don't lift up too high, okay? 3 more times to each side. So lifting into the back extension, left arm, follow the hand with the head, back behind the head, and lower back down, lifting up, right arm back, follow the hand with the head, back behind the head, and lower. The next 2, we're going to stay lifted. So lifting up, take the front of the pelvis up, follow the hand with the head to the left, back behind the head, and follow the right hand back behind the head, and lower back down. Good. It looks like everyone, so I've killed a few people off here by the looks of things. Good. One more time for those still with me. Left hand, follow the hand with the head. Good. Back. And right hand, back behind the head. Drop down onto your knees. We're rolling the ball away, sitting on your heels. Again, if sitting on your heels is uncomfortable, stay lifted. We're rolling the ball round to the right. Reach that left arm away from you. Stay with the left seat bone towards your left heel. Rolling the ball round to the left. Reaching that right arm away from you. Good. Coming up to sitting. We're taking the legs out into the V, nice and wide. Feel that inner thigh, slight flexion through the feet. Good. Left hand on the ball. We're rolling the ball down that left inside leg, and we're coming over into a side bend. So right arm over the top. Then take the right arm towards the ceiling. Follow the hand with the head. Good. Bring the right arm back onto the ball. We're taking the chest over the left knee. Lengthen that ball away from you. Breathe through that stretch. Good. Round back up. Bring the ball towards you. We're changing legs. So right hand on the ball. Run the right hand down the inside leg. Left arm over the top. Take the arm to the ceiling. Follow the hand, the eyes. Follow the hand with your eyes. I'll get there in a minute. Hand back on the ball. Push both legs away, both arms away from you. Drop the chest over the knee. Breathe through that stretch. Good. Rounding back up and centering. So we're going to come up to standing now. So when you're ready, coming up to standing. Good. Time's run away from us as always with the first one. So we're just going to roll the ball away from you. Take that tailbone back. We're going to finish with this one because it's such a lovely stretch. We get so much of the body stretched through this one. So nice and stretched through the calves, the hamstrings, the lower back, dropping the head between the arms, shoulder blades squeezing together. Soften through the knees, walk the ball back towards you. We're rounding back up, stacking the spine. We're just going to do a little side bend over to the left. Good. And then over to the right. Excellent. And well done, everyone. Good job. Now, I know people aren't that keen on those back